All right. So, welcome to Team Zoom post event. I'm going to mute everyone because there is some stuff. All right. So, first and foremost, congrats on the last 24 hours. I don't even know what the numbers are. I have no idea, but everyone smashed it out of the park. As you can tell, I am unshowered and unhinged. I was expecting to just relax when we got back from Keto Academy more, and that was not the case. I literally picked up Chipotle, sat on the couch, and there was a 33% off sale. So I dug deep. We all dug deep and just like literally smashed it out of the park. I cannot be more proud of you guys for everything that you guys did. It was incredible. So huge congratulations on that. Okay, so there's that. And then I'm pretty much gonna run through really quick. Like, I definitely want to do like a video tutorial, but I kind of want to, everybody that's on here and then everybody that's catching the recording, also why I want to keep it short because I don't want people to like have to watch a 45-minute training. But I really want to establish like where we're at and where we're going and how things are going to run going forward. I think that was like one of my biggest takeaways from the event, picking up things from like leaders of higher team, like not higher, but like higher ranks who have larger teams. They just like their structures and things they do. I always refer to Jesse Lee, but I kind of want to get away from that because we all do this compare-itis thing. We're our team. But like, I do want to emulate certain things that higher leaders do establish in their teams, which is the following. So first and foremost, we're going to do watch, connect, enroll. And we're going to utilize the group. I'm going to work on establishing ground rules for the group. But first and foremost, like no links anywhere. Like you guys have to be creative, like no links anywhere. We're not going to be like, oh, penguin.shopketo.com. Like that's the first and foremost thing. Like absolutely not. I think we do a really good job of that. I just want to say that out loud. The second thing is really put in the work. Like this group only works if we all work it. So in terms of adding people to the group, like I grow the group so we can help everyone. Mandy and friends, I'm talking about, so the Keto Crusher group, I'm going to close. That is an old, are you talking about our team page or our group page? Oh yeah, we have to grow, I'm unmuting you, but like the team page, we obviously are going to grow because we are going to smash it out of the park with promoters. Okay. So I guess that's a good question. If you have that question, I'm sure other people do too. To clarify, we have our Mandy and Friends Keto group, which is our customer group, and then our Keto Crushers group, that is our team only page. So once you become a promoter, doesn't matter if you pay $37 or if you buy a promoter kit, you're going in that group for news, updates, etc., chats, whatever. So does that clarify? Yeah. So what I'm referring to is how to make sales, which is our Mandy and Friends group. We're going to use the ATM method, add tag message. There's a training on that in the team Keto Crushers group. So we use that Keto Crushers group for resources. So one, no links. Two, help each other out. Like the only three of us can't be the only ones participating in content. You guys did an awesome, amazing job today. Like posting your testimonials and your stories. Tiffany, you did good. Everybody, you did a great live one. Rochelle, like everybody's been backing everybody up. Allison does a great job of like directing people to the pin post, but we all have to work together because at this level, like as we grow, it's just turning into like this free-for-all thing and we have to just tighten up. So once I established ground rules in terms of like what is yes or no, which I wanted to have today before we started, but 33% off. So just those. And then also like I am ready to run with whoever wants to run. So if you are ready to like crush this thing, then it's either, and I don't mean this in like a negative, bad way. I'm just saying like to protect our house and our team, it's either be on board or do your own thing. But like, you can't do both. Like, follow the ATM method, participate, show up on Zooms. Let's do the damn thing and make loads of money and like help a million people, or do your own thing, start your own group and do your own thing. But like, that's just not where my attention or anybody's attention should be going, because the whole point is being duplicatable, right? So if Rochelle has her own group and then she signs on a promoter, what is she supposed to do when that promoter is like, okay, but I have this group and then this group and then this group? It's too confusing. So if you want to do that, and go do your thing, but like for anybody who's ready to roll, I'm going to give everybody that attention that's using the ATM method, utilizing Mandy and Friends. It just has to be a set boundary of like, that's what's going down. Is everyone cool, clear, collected on that? Feel free to unmute and talk. Rochelle, I know we are going to figure out your group situation. That was a little accident, but like after talking about it, we figured it out. So there you go.
Ready to roll.
Everybody ready to roll? Good, 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 good. Rochelle? Cool. Awesome, awesome. Okay, so I think those were like the main things. I am going to start scheduling time. Andrew, did you have something to say? You're good? Okay, perfect. So, yeah, I just like spent a lot of time like with, I don't know, just listening and observing. And then I had an opportunity to like go to BU's house on Monday. And like, I just listened to like, I literally watched Jessie Lee work. I watched the VP of China work. Like, I just learned a lot. So it's just pretty much just tightening up, and I'm not being a B. I'm just saying like, I know what works. It's just like a matter of like, either we're on board working towards one mission or y'all are trying to do your own thing. So I just want to clarify that. And then my last thing is just like the importance of events. Like I'm going to let Gwen and Rochelle just take over for the rest of the Zoom, because I think I can only say like, go to events, it's really awesome, but they just went to their first event. Their numbers are out of control this week. And I'm just going to let them tell their biggest takeaways. I guess for my biggest takeaway was like, don't be cocky. Yes, the sale's over, Tiffany. Don't be cocky going into events, and don't set any expectations of what you think you're going to get out of it, because you're not. It was really, really like emotional and hard for me, and I'm sure it was for everyone else. That I'll let them talk, but it was just completely different than what I expected. So I'm just going to toss it over to them to let them talk. So whoever wants to, just basically what you thought the event was. What are you shaking your head for? Oh, I'm unmuting you. I'll let you unmute yourself. But so like where you were going in, like what you thought it was, and then what you got out of it, and like why you think events are important or not important to your business. I'll let you two take over from now, and then I'm gonna have my dog sit and mute myself.
Okay, so definitely worth it. If you have the opportunity to go to an event, go. I went into this thinking I was just going to maybe come out of my shell a little bit. And it was so much more, literally. Keto Academy, for anybody who needs to have a little bit more faith in the product, learn some of the science behind it. That was a wonderful opportunity. I can post some of the medical articles if you want me to, so everyone can read about the research and things like that that weren't there. But that was great to really just validate the science behind our love for this product. We know it works. We know how it makes it feel, but it's good to kind of hear from other people why it makes us feel so great and the benefits that it has for our body. So that was my take on Keto Academy. I'm kind of a geek, so I like all the science stuff. And then I guess I'll talk on Mel Robbins because Rochelle wasn't there for her. Does everybody know who Mel Robbins is? Okay. So if you haven't read it yet or heard it, she wrote the 5-second rule. You can get it for free on YouTube. It's about 7 hours. It's an audiobook. It's great to listen to when you're doing dishes or turn it up in the shower when you're working out. Great way to re-ground you, reset your goals, and not let your fears take you over. Another thing is with us doing our DMOs in the morning, she has a great journal I've been using for a couple of months. So it's a 5-second journal, but it helps with your DMOs because of how it breaks it down really super simple. I know you can look it up online, but it has in there how you feel when you wake up in the morning. It's got like a little gauge to feel more energized for your day with your goals, what you can do, your top project for the day, which is right in with our DMOs, why that project or that goal matters to you is on there. It's got like plan your day, dump your brain, but it's really something that only takes you about 5 minutes to set your focus, set your DMO for the day, your personal goals, your business goals. And it helps if you've listened to the book or listened to any of her little TED Talks or things online. But the key with her is to reset your mind. If you start feeling like you can't do something, I know Rochelle's had the problem. I've had the problem with doing live videos. We're not comfortable doing it. So you retrain your mind from using your cerebral brain to using your frontal brain, and you count backwards. You never count up because that would never stop. You count backwards, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Reset your train of thought, and then attack whatever task it is that you were trying to overcome the fear for. And I think Rochelle is going to talk about some of the things we did to overcome our self-doubt and our fears and our worries and things that are emotionally were holding us back that we all got to break through. So my takeaway is the company is so much more than I ever thought it was. The spirit of giving back and loving one another and really working as a community and a team are just through the roof. And you get so much energy being around everybody and connecting. So Rochelle, what else do you have?
Okay, so hi everyone. I want to know, put in the chat and we'll wait for a second. I want to know what your biggest hurdle or the biggest thing that you see as your reason why you can't go to an event. So if everybody here can chat, if you will just type in something really quick, and I'm going to sit here and wait while y'all do that because this is really important. And I will tell you my story after. So everybody stop what you're doing and put in why you think, oh, well, not everybody's on. Stacy and Andrew, are y'all where you can, okay, good.
Cool. You can unmute if you're driving.
Yeah, Allison, is that you driving? Maybe do you know how to unmute, like how she can unmute from her phone? There you go.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, I'm driving. I'm driving home from work, but my thing about going to an event with finances, but this month has blew me away, and that's not going to be an issue because I'm going to put it all towards going in September.
Cool. Yeah, so you're going. Awesome.
Yeah, there you
Can
go.
You hear me?
Yeah. I'm gonna mute everyone else.
Okay. So Tiffany, you said time off of work. Stacey, you were unable to get time off of work. What about the next one? And then Andrew, no PTO is available and not good timing. We are planning to go to Dallas. Okay, good. So for me, I was expecting for y'all to say like, oh, finances, we can't afford it. And quite honestly, like I thought, I thought it was a ton of money. I was like, oh my gosh. And I'm not short on funds. But for me, that was just like, wow, I'm going to spend this much money just on myself. And, but I ended up having a huge struggle to get there. One that was completely unexpected. But the fact that like I ended up making a choice to go, just really quick backstory. My husband and I were supposed to go together, and I had ended up booking our flights into St. Louis instead of Louisville. And they had only had one more flight going from Louisville to St. Louis. So he ended up not coming with me, and I went by myself. And I had this huge expectation that it was going to be a great, life-changing moment for the both of us. And when we couldn't get that second flight, I was so disappointed. I was like, oh my gosh, not only have we spent all of this money, but now I'm going by myself. So I was really disappointed. And then when I got to St. Louis, I only had a few minutes to get to my next flight. Well, my first flight was delayed. So I ended up missing it. My bag got on, and I ended up having to drive from St. Louis to Louisville, the same exact trip that my husband and I would have made had we not looked into getting a second flight. So that was a huge thing for me, because there was one flight coming back home on that night. And I was like, well, what do I do? Do I spend the money and rent a car? Do I not show up until the next afternoon? Or do I just go home? Like, how big of a weekend is this going to be for me? How big of a life changer is this going to be? And I can honestly tell you, I did not expect anything. I'm blown away. I mean, that not just the things that we learned about how to run our business and control your business, but how to personally grow and the steps that you need to take to overcome the limitations that are in front of you and blocking you from actually being successful, from getting what you want out of this business. I mean, we all signed up because we want this to be good. Like, we want this to financially help our families and not just to be something that we're wasting a bunch of time on, because I honestly, I didn't realize how much time I was going to be putting into this. And before I started this, I was very not against, but I wasn't for community marketing or network marketing. And once I drank the ketones, it changed me. I mean, like, I was a completely different person. And I know that y'all all have that same story. Otherwise, you wouldn't be here. So remember who you are and where you came from, and use that to propel your business. And just some of the notes that I wrote down. I know it's so easy for us to watch somebody else who's successful. It's so easy for me to watch Mandy, she's super successful, and I want to be just like her. Like, I want to be making the kind of money that Mandy's making. But I can't emulate Mandy because I'm not Mandy. I can only tell my story. I can't tell her story. And I've tried. I've been like, oh yeah, go look at my friend Mandy. Look, she's on this video and blah, blah, blah. And that doesn't work for me because it's not me. People are here to see you. They're not here to see anybody else. Like, that's why they follow you. It's because they like you. So getting over that initial fear and limitations that we put in our minds is going to be the first step for you to take to really do well in this business, or in anything in life in general. So the few things that we talked about, obviously our biggest fear, at least my biggest fear, is failure. I don't want to fail at anything. I'm such a perfectionist, and the idea of doing something that I'm not good at is preposterous. Like, I can't imagine not succeeding, because that's unheard of. I'm such a perfectionist. However, that has put limitations in my life. Like, the first time I did a live with Mandy, it literally took me 20 minutes to hit the button. And I was so anxious and so nervous, and I still am. But what we learned were steps that you can take to overcome that fear of failure. So the first thing, fear and faith don't go together. So you're living with fear or you're living with faith. And I know that most of us are, we all believe in a higher power. So we either have faith in that higher power or we're living with the fear, and you can't have the both together. So you need to make a decision and be firm in that decision that you make. And then fail early, fail often, and fail consistently. which means that you're always trying to do something. Whether you succeed or you fail, those failures are going to get you to where you're going because of the lessons that you learned. It's not about the failure itself. It's about what you learned in the process that you can fix for the future. And then the only obstacles that we put in front of us are the ones that we allow to happen. There was a woman who said that she couldn't get time off to go to the event, so she quit her job because this was more important, because she knew what kind of growth that she was going to get from this, that it would not only help her business improve it, but it would help her entire life. And that's what I want. Like, now that I have gone and experienced and kind of know what to expect, I want change in my entire life. And I feel like I've only hit just a little bit of it based off of the few things that we did. I mean, yes, you can sit and you can listen, but whether you're going to absorb and actually implement these things. I mean, I have this huge notebook of stuff that I would love to share with all of y'all. I just don't know how much time we have, Mandy. How much time do we have?
Well, you can keep going, but the sale is actually back on. So
What? Oh my gosh. Okay, our customers are going to think that we're all liars.
I'm freaking out. Like, I just want to eat my burrito bowl. So, yeah, I mean, your short version, and then we can get back to work.
Mandy, self-care first. If you don't fuel yourself, you can't stay up all night.
Yeah. Right?
Okay, well, the sale's till midnight Central, so I had a sneaking suspicion that was going to happen. So we're just gonna keep grinding. But no, Rochelle, finish your, like, whatever thoughts you have, and we'll get to it.
Okay. So the other thing that, if you're not doing your DMOs every day, sorry guys, then what is your obstacle? Like, why are you not doing that? And I know that our DMOs mainly have dealt with customers and connecting with people. But one of the things that we talked about, and the ones that we discussed over the weekend, was the first thing that you should be doing is your innate statement. Do y'all know what that is? Do you have yours? Yeah. My reminder, you just spilled that all over me. My reminder goes off on a daily basis. I know. I love that. I need to do that, Mandy. So your innate statement is who you are or who you want to be, even if you're not those qualities. And I will just read mine really quick. And ever since coming back, like, I already want to change it because I feel like this isn't enough. Like, these things that I've said about myself, they're not enough. I know I can do more. So mine is, I, Rochelle Mahaffey, am humble, confident, kind, powerful, strong, dedicated, and loving wife, mother, leader, innovator, and friend who adds value and leads by example, takes action, wakes up, shows up, and lives every day to the fullest. And I am a freaking champ. That is good. So if you don't have your innate statement, when is the next time we're Zooming?
I want to do every Wednesday at 8 if we can.
Yeah. Hi. Hi. So I challenge y'all to write your innate statement, and by next Wednesday, be ready to share it with all of us. And then when you talk about things that you are like, oh, I'm not good at doing lives, instead of saying that, which I know I just did that a minute ago, but instead of saying I am not, say in the past. And then that way you're not making that your reality. Like, take it and change it, because we manifest what we want. So if I want to be good at lives, I can say, in the past, I wasn't always good at doing a live, or lives made me nervous, but now I kill him. Like, I rock him. You don't need to see here. There, yours. And let me think. Oh, and then keep it simple. Talking so much to customers is not necessary. I'm talking. You want to get their story and you want to listen. And just give them simple responses. There's no need for us to go into paragraphs on things. And instead of answering them in messages, find the video and tag them in the group. And, oh yes, because we're not the experts. So don't explain it. Just say, I'm not an expert, but all I know is this is how it made me feel. Stick to your story, keep it simple, and yeah, okay. And find somebody to validate them with. So if, I don't know, any one of us who has a story that they can relate to. And I think that's it. Let me see. Yes. Oh, okay, last thing. So when we engage and mobilize, it's about their goals and why. And then ask them what makes them excited about Prove It. And really dig into their why. Find their problem and you have your solution. And that's all. So I hope y'all got value out of this.
Love it, love it, love it. Thank you. Hold on, I'll answer that in a second. I'm gonna mute you, Rochelle.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, okay, the ATM is add tag message, but like the tag can be me, the tag can be a resource in the group, but the idea is to be tagging in the group. The reason why you want to be tagging in the group is because if you scroll through the feed in the group, the product sells itself. Like how many people today, well, because all of y'all are participating for one, and for two, how many people are like heart tart or raspberry lemonade? Like, you know, everybody talks about the product. Like, okay, bye, Stacy. Like everybody talks about the product. Everybody talks about their results. Everybody asks questions. The pin post I'm going to restructure. That's pretty much going to be FAQ. But it's like shows that we're a community. So like getting people into that group come hell or high water is like your end goal for anything. So I know Gwen she was showing me like when we were at Keto Academy, she was like showing me like a page full of like talking. And then it came to her that like, oh, well, I could have just tagged them in a resource or something. And like, she doesn't have to be the go-to person, you know? Today she was like yesterday she signed on a promoter, didn't sign on an experience pack. She gave me their number, called them today. Guess what? They're on an experience pack. So it's like the connect is where the sale's at. And if you're not doing that connect, you're talking it to death, and intentionally or unintentionally, like just you trying to sell one other person is like not creating the community that Prove It's about. Like we want to show people not only that we're a community, but two, that they can do this business. Like they don't need to know what rank 5 for a year, fast pass, I don't know, but you should buy that, like, because you're not going to know everything. One, you connect to learn, and two, you connect to show them that this business is easy. It's connect, 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 connect. We have a group. Just use it. You don't need to know what mitochondria is. You don't need to know what beta hydroxybutyrate is. Like, I know we say it a lot, and I know that like this is something that like we talk about a lot, but it like I personally still struggle with it too, just because you want to handle situation by situation. But if you really do stick with the plan works. The play that works is the play that works because it works. Like, that's why. So whether it's watch, connect, and roll through the ad tag message system, or watch, connect, and roll in terms of you send them a video and then connect them with me, and then the end goal should always be connect with the group at some point. But of course, the advanced stuff, connect with me and Dr. Jeremy, but like always incorporating the connect is important. And then also too, it shows that like y'all are working. Like if you next year we're on a jet to New York, heck yeah. Just like Jesse. And I'll pay for it. So, or I'll make BU pay for it. So like when you guys are, okay, so like we establish our DMOs, not only just for ourselves, but like for the entire like how you're moving your business forward, but you're also like establishing those DMOs and like actually executing on them. But like we can all call each other out on the execution of the DMO. If you're not tagging people in certain things, then we know that you're not working. So if I have somebody that is a customer that's like, I don't have a rep yet, well, I'm not going to be like, okay, go sign up under Rochelle if Rochelle's not working. You know what I mean? Like I'm growing it for all of our benefits, you know, like I'm putting customers under everybody because we're working. So just, if you're saying you're going to commit to doing something, you're going to do it. Like Jessie Lee specifically said, if my team's not working, boom, block, buy, out. Like she's not going to let you utilize the group and do nothing. So just keep that in mind. I mean, I don't think I could be that savage, but I'm just saying, like, you know, we're all here to win and we're all here to achieve our goals. But if you're going to say you're going to do something, then that's the commitment that you're making. So that's that. Does anyone else have anything else to add before we go on a marathon sprint to close out this month? No?
So when we sign on new promoters, who adds them to the Keto Crusher group and the Hustle Harder tribe?
I want to establish that ground rule when I can think clearly. Okay. Usually, like, I would like to be, okay, so I want to do an onboarding that's exactly, everybody gets onboarded the exact same way. Like, you know how I did pictures for Kelly when she signed up and everything like that? Like those questions, the reason why we do them like that with a picture and establish those, do you have a phone? Do you want my help? Like those kind of things, right, is because that's kind of the test to see, like, if they can't even call respond on that post, we're not going to give them their time and energy, because like that's the first step to launching your business, and like those are very clear directives. I just like, probably I will do it. Like we'll do it together. Like you'll get me a picture, like we'll work together, we'll make the post. I just can't establish that fundamental thing quite.
Maybe on the 3rd or the 4th when reboots are over.
Yeah. No sleep till rank 8. But no, yeah, like ideally, like, so when you sign up in a new promoter, obviously we're going to work together to do it. So let's just sit that for there. But in terms of Ryan, I can't tell. Okay. So I'm like, his one name's David, one name's Ryan. I was like, I don't know. In terms of Ryan, like we'll get him set and square. We're going to talk sometime tomorrow. But like, let's finish this goal today, sleep for a little bit, and then we'll get him established when I can like breathe for a moment. So, yeah. Anybody else need anything? No? All right. So to maximize, close out the rest of the month, establish what you would like to sell between now and then, and just go. Like, I don't know where you guys are at, or like who you need to follow up with or whatever, but like if you need a blitz call, let's do a blitz call. I'm not even sure. I didn't see anything on the Pulse if they're doing team Zooms, but like if you need people, like let's jump on Zoom, like jump in live in the group. Gwen, you did a really good job, but if somebody else wants to like just pop in live, oh my God, there's a sale or something, like let's get it going. But like let's just tackle it, and if you need me, I'm here and awake. I'm just gonna need 30 minutes to shower and eat a burrito bowl. All right,
sounds good.
All right, guys, I love you. If you need anything, holler. Let's do this. Woo!
Good night.
Good night. Bye.